Before we get to playing, and we will soon, there's a couple of things we need to go over really briefly. And the first thing is the parts of the guitar. We have to know what we're talking about when we're referring to specific parts of the guitar. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the really basic and easy division of headstock, neck, and body, which is easy to remember. The next thing I want to draw your attention to is this white piece here. It could be made of plastic or it might be made of something else. This is called the nut. And when we look at chord charts, which we're going to be doing a lot of, the chord charts have the nut at the top. It's like your reference point. And as we move this way, these areas are called frets. So this is the first fret, this is the second fret, the third fret, the fourth fret, and so on. Now there's an easy way for us to count frets other than having to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you turn your guitar this way, you will see some white dots. And these white dots help mark the frets. So they're on odd numbers. So you can see right on top of my finger that I've got a dot on the 3rd fret, a dot on the 5th fret, a dot on the 7th fret, a dot on the 9th fret, and then I go all the way up and I've got 2 dots on the 12th fret. And your guitar should be laid out in a very similar way, if not the exact same way. So that's helpful later when we're going to make some different chords, when we know, okay, I'm just going to go to where the dots are to slide up. Those are the most important parts, but nevertheless, I want to at least mention the rest of the parts of the guitar so that you know what they are. They will look familiar to you if you come across them somewhere else. So I mentioned before the nut at the top, the corresponding white piece at the bottom. This is called the saddle, okay? And I'm specifically referring to this piece of here. It might be plastic, it could be something else. And the saddle sits on top of the bridge. So the bridge is this wood piece, okay? This is the top of the guitar. This is the sound hole. Down at the bottom, you're either going to have an input jack, which is what this is. So if I want to plug in and I can get amplified. If you don't have an input jack, then you're just going to have a strap button. And then you also may have a strap button here, which is helpful so that when you have the strap on, it hangs this way. If not, you have to run a strap down here and it makes the guitar hang like this, which is not so bad at first, but it could be something that you want to look into later. I want to come back up to the headstock. Okay, these guys right here are tuning pegs, and the tuning pegs are connected to machine heads. So these are the machine heads, these are the tuning pegs, and finally, you may be able to see that I have some sliders here, and these are to adjust the audio properties if I have it plugged into something. This is called a preamp. If you do not have an input jack, you will not have a preamp. So that's it. Those are the parts of the guitar. Everything pretty much you need to know. And we will continue with how to hold the guitar. And please remember to subscribe to get all the latest beginner guitar lessons.